Recorded Books Incorporated presents an unabridged recording of Rumpole's Last Case, a collection of short stories by John Mortimer, narrated by Patrick Tull. This work, copyrighted 1987 by Advent Press Limited, is recorded by arrangement with Sterling Lord Literaristic Incorporated. This recording is copyrighted 1993 by Recorded Books Incorporated. Rumpole is on the job again, with his taste for claret, his penchant for poetry, and his reputation for a good story. First up, Rumpole and the Blind Tasting.
Rumpole, how could you drink that stuff? Perfectly easy, Erskine Brown. Raise the glass to the lips, incline the head slightly backwards, and let the liquid flow gently past the tonsils. I gave the man a practical demonstration. I admit I've had a good deal of practice, but even you may come to it in time. Of course you can drink it, Rumpole. Presumably it's possible to drink methylated spirits shaken up with a little ice and a dash of Angostura bitters. Erskine Brown smiled at me from over the edge of the glass of Côte de Nuit Village 79, which he'd been ordering in his newly acquired wine-buff's voice from Jack Pomeroy before he settled himself at the bar. I couldn't help noticing that his dialogue was showing some unaccustomed vivacity. I fully appreciate that you can drink Pomeroy's very ordinary, but the point is, Rumpole, why should you want to? Forgetfulness, Erskine Brown. The consignment of a day in front of His Honour Judge Bullingham to the lethe of forgotten things. The Mad Bull, I told him, as I drained the large glass of Chateau Fleet Street Jack Pomeroy had obligingly put on my slate until the next legal aid cheque came in, constantly interrupted my speech to the jury. I'm defending an alleged receiver of stolen sugar bowls. With this stuff, not to put too fine a point on it, you have a reasonable chance of getting blotto. It's a good few years now since I adopted the habit of noting down the facts of some of my outstanding cases, the splendours and miseries of an Old Bailey hack. And those of you who may have cast an eye over some of my previous works of reminiscence may well be muttering plus ça change, plus c'est la même chose, or words to the like effect. After so many cross-examinations, speeches to the jury, verdicts of guilty or not guilty, legal aid checks long awaited and quickly disposed of down the bottomless pit of the overdraft at the Caring Bank, no great change in the Rumpole fortunes had taken place. The texture of life remained much as it always had been, and would no doubt do so, until after my positively last case, when I sit waiting to be called on in the great circuit court of the skies, if such a tribunal exists. Take that evening as typical. I'd been involved in the defence of one Hugh Snakelegs Timson. The Timsons, you may remember, are an extended family of South London villains who practise crime in the stolid, hard-working, but not particularly successful manner in which a large number of middle-of-the-road advocates practise at the bar. The Timsons are not high flyers. Not for them the bullion raids or the skilled emptying of the Rembrandts out of ducal mansions. The Timsons inhabit the everyday world of purloined video recorders, bent logbooks and stolen cortinas. They also provide me and my wife, Hilda, known to me quite off the record and occasionally behind the hand as she who must be obeyed, with our bread and butter. When prospects are looking bleak, when my tray in the clerk's room is bare of briefs but loaded with those unpleasant-looking buff envelopes doshed out at regular intervals by Her Majesty the Queen, it's comforting to know that somewhere in the Greater London area some Timson will be up to some sort of minor villainy, and owing to the general incompetence of the clan, the malefactor concerned will no doubt be in immediate need of legal representation.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?